بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
ألف لام ميم تنزيل الكتاب لا ريب فيه من رب العالمين.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, everybody, and welcome to today's session. We only have a few days left, inshallah. So I just wanted to quickly remind everybody to just really take this opportunity. You know, it's actually not, I mean, this course, alhamdulillah, isn't even running for the whole of Ramadan. It's only for the first 15, about 15, 16 days. Really take advantage of this opportunity because days go by. We all talk to each other about how quickly time goes generally, and the time flies, and we need to grab what we can. So really, if you started this course, see it to the end. You know, let it be something that you do accomplish and you do achieve and you do give it 100%. Because as we can tell already, that time's just flown and there's only a few days left. May Allah allow us to benefit from this course. May Allah keep us sincere on this path. And may Allah continue to open doors for us so that we may continue to learn and continue to study His words and closer to Him. Let's make a start with the dua, inshallah, and dive in. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني قولي اللهم إنا نسألك الإخلاص في القول والعمل اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد آمين يا رب العالمين. Okay, so today, inshallah, we will be looking at ayah number 24. Yes, 24. So we'll be doing, inshallah, the aim is to do 2 ayahs today. We'll start again, of course, with the isti'adha and the basmallah. So Sister Shazia, if I can get you to join me for this, inshallah. And just as a quick reminder, actually, before I start, so Sister Shazia, we've mentioned about the relaxing for the Hamza, which you can do really, really well now. Alhamdulillah, you need to keep going with that. The Ain, you just need to remember to do that squeeze. Even if I hear a tiny squeeze, I'm happy because it's heading in the right direction. So a little bit of a squeeze for the Ain. The Ha, when we say Billahi, there was the Ha, making sure that the makhraj of the Ha is from the bottom of the throat, nice and relaxed, not no extra effort required for that. I can't remember if I mentioned Mina Shaitan with you, but the noon sometimes can get heavy with you, I remember. So making sure we say Mina and not Mina, for example. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Barakallahu fiki. It is getting better, alhamdulillah. I did hear a tiny bit of an ain, so that was good. The hamza you kept relaxed, which is really, really good. The ha was also, alhamdulillah, really good. Minash shaitan we need to work on. So the noon was still heavy. So instead of saying minash, no, you want to say mina. So first, without joining with the sheen, just say for me, just for the sake of practice, mina.
Mina.
Right, I'm going to make you say it again. Listen out for the ah sound that you have in your noon. Mina, it's good.
Mina.
This one's getting a little bit heavy again. The first one was better. We'll do it again. Mina.
Mina.
There, this one. I want you to keep this na sound as you join. Mina shaitan.
Mina shaitan.
It's not bad. It can be more clearer still, but it's not as heavy as it was before. So this is how I want you to practice. Where you keep saying mina, mina, mina. Get used to the ah sound and then join it with the sheen. Also, when you're practicing, do the joining slowly to give you time to complete the fatha. Okay, let's do the basmala as well. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay, this time I want you to do 2 things. And for those of you at home also paying attention to this, inshallah, as we say Bismillah, the scene we know is Rakhawa. We've covered this, I think, even in the first lesson that we had. So the scene, we let it run. So let it run a bit longer before starting the meme. Also in the word Ar-Rahman, the Ha has a sukoon. This is also Rakhawa. It's the same timing as the scene. So let's do this again and let's stay on the scene and the Ha a little bit longer. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rahim.
Yeah, your voice is cutting a little bit. I'm not sure whether your connection is that great. We'll do it one more time. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Not bad, mashallah, not bad. The ha can be a little bit longer, inshallah. So just work on that, inshallah. Okay, so we have here waja'alna, the word
Just before,
waja'alna. Yes, Sister Shazi, you had a question? Okay, alhamdulillah.
I just wanted to, because we finished very quickly, and I don't get the chance to say. I learned a lot in these 2 weeks. It is
Ah,
because of you. I really am enjoying reciting Quran. It may not be. I mean, as you know, there's a lot of improvement, but I can hear things progressing, and this is
alhamdulillah,
something really huge for me. So,
alhamdulillah,
alhamdulillah, thanks to
alhamdulillah.
yourself and your team.
Alhamdulillah. And of course, this is Allah who opens these doors. And this is with the fadl of Allah, because, sometimes you can have somebody correct you again and again and again. And only when Allah opens that door for you and allows you to say it correctly, that's the only time it's going to open. So we always turn back to Allah. We always say, Alhamdulillah, Ya Rabbi, please continue to open these paths for me and make me get to the stage where I can recite in the most pleasing way to myself and the most pleasing way to you, Ya Allah. And may Allah give you, may Allah continue to open these doors for you, Sister Shazia, and may Allah give you the recitation of the Sahaba and Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and may Allah make you from one of the foremost reciters of the Quran from today's age. Ameen Ya Rabb. Okay, so we have here waja'alna. So we have the waja with the ain. The ain is also light. So as you say waja, you can hear the sound in waja. You should also hear that in the ain waja'a. Then the ain is joined with the lam, and the lam we've seen many times is the wasud. Keep it running for a little bit, not too long. وَجَعَلْنَا. So we keep the lam going for a little bit, then we go on to the noon. The noon also has a mad alif at the end. This is a mad tabi'i. It is harakatain. It is 2 counts. So we do prolong the na at the end for a little bit. It's only 2 counts, not too long. Minhum, we have the kasra on the meme. So be careful not to say me, min. You don't say min, you want to say min, min. The e sound in the kasra of the meme. The noon is followed by a ha. This is what we call idhar halqi. This means the noon is clear, and we complete it in terms of timing. It is tawassut, so not too long, not too short, just like the lam. So same timing as the lam in waja'alna. So we say minhum. When we say hum, completing the dhamma, of course, we don't say ho. This is very common. You want to say hu, minhum. If you say it slowly, again, this will help you. Often the reason why people, the reason why we sometimes do not pronounce the dhamma as a u is because when we are pronouncing it, we rush to the meme too quickly. We haven't finished saying who, and we start joining with the meme. So we don't complete the who, we just start saying who, and we start saying home, right? So making sure that you complete the dhamma first. Finish saying who before you join with the meme. The meme followed by the hamza is again idhar shafawi. We saw idhar halqi with the noon in minhum. Here we have idhar shafawi. Again, the meme is tawassut. We complete it not too long, not too short. Imma. Now we have 2 hamzas here. We have a hamza at the beginning, and then we have another hamza straight after. I'm not sure if my arrow is pointing correctly, but there. These 2 are both sharp. So we have to make sure for this recitation we say a'i, imma, imma, imma. The a'i. Stop the sound, start the sound. We're doing nice and sharp at the beginning, stop the sound, and then restart for the hamza, a'i, a'i. Okay. The meme mushaddad is akmal ghunna. You hold the joining of the meme. So we say imma. Okay. We hold the joining of the meme with the previous hamza. We then have a tanween in 10 followed by the ya. This is idgham naqis. We have seen this before, I think with the letter waw, maybe even with the letter ya. I think we've seen it in previous sessions. When we have a tanween followed by a ya, this is idgham naqis bi ghunna. Okay, this means that we're doing a merge, but it's an incomplete merge. Okay, so remember with the incomplete merge, it means that the noon sound that we can hear, so we can hear a noon, for example, when we say the 10, there's a noon you can hear at the end. That audible noon that we can hear, that noon sound, we're gonna, because it's an incomplete merge, we're gonna keep some of the noon, we're gonna lose some of the noon. So it's like a middle ground, right? Some of the noon will stay. Remember, we said the physical part of the noon is what merges and what moves, what we don't do. So we don't go to the physical part of noon. We don't say then. Our tip of the tongue does not go to the makhraj of the noon. Instead, it goes to the makhraj of the ya. So instead of saying then, it's like you're saying day. The noon has been replaced with a ya. So not then, but day. You're saying day, and you can hear that I'm actually pronouncing the ya day. You can hear the ya, right? And then which part of the noon stays? The ghunna stays. So now we add the nasalization. There should be a nasalization at the same time. And this is from the noon. This is why we say it's an incomplete merge, because some of the noon has merged into the ya, but some of the noon characteristics of noon are still remaining. So here we say day, day. Now you can hear the ghunna, but you can still hear the ya running. And this is, again, as I mentioned in previous sessions, is different to the ikhfa, because with the ikhfa, you hide the noon, but you're not pronouncing the next letter as you do the ghunna. With the idgham naqis, you pronounce the ghunna and the next letter together at the same time. And ya is a rakhawa letter, so we let it run. The ghunna is also long here. So we say immatan yahdun. Papa Ruxana?
وجعلنا منهم أئمة يهدون.
Good. I'm glad you fixed the ha, mashallah. Good. Barakallahu fiki. That you allowed it to run because you realized you didn't give it enough time. But alhamdulillah, that was good. The other thing I want to mention, properly, is be careful of the word imma. Hamzas. I know you were focusing on the hamzas. So the hamzas, really, the thing I want you to pay attention to is not the hamzas now. I know that this is something that you're working on and it is getting better. Was the meme? You held the meme, which was very good. You held it well. You said but then you prolonged the fatha. So you said matan instead of matan, right? So we'll say this again, inshallah. وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ.
وجعلنا من أئمة يهدون.
Hamzas are very good, Papaji, mashallah, because I know that you've been working on Hamzas for quite a while. Mashallah, Hamzas are both sharp. You're doing the shidda, alhamdulillah, barakallah fiki. The ma is still long, Papaji. So I'm just going to say the word on its own. We'll say imma.
أئمة
Imma.
أئمة
Good. Now we'll join with yahdun. Immatan yahdun.
أئمة يهدون.
It's a bit better. Yeah, you've definitely cut it shorter. It can be a fraction shorter still, but mashallah, good. We'll continue and then we'll come back and repeat anyway. Yahduna, the ha is rakhawa. So mashallah, Prophet Yuksana, you'll notice you let it run. So we do this. We let it run. We don't squeeze. We don't force the breath. We let it come naturally and steadily. Okay, so this is from the bottom of the throat. We say yahdun, we do not say yah. You see this slight tension in the throat and the forceful breath. We don't force the breath. We let it come naturally, and it's from the lower in the throat. Yahdun. Okay. The wow here is mad tabi'i harakatain, 2 count mad here. If we are reciting waslan, if we carry on to the next word, bi amrina. If we were going to stop on this word and say yahdun, then this wow is mad arid li sukun, and we can stretch it for 2, 4, or 6 counts. But if we are going to carry on reading and say yahduna bi amrina, then the wow is mad tabi'i. It's only 2 counts in that case. We have then bi amrina, the meme here. Again, we have another idhar shafawi, the same as what we saw in hum, when we saw minhum a'imma. The meme followed by the hamza was idhar shafawi. Bi amrina is also idhar shafawi. Okay, we say bi we do the tawassut of the meme, not too long, not too short, and then go to the ra. The ra, because of the kasra, is light. So we keep it nice and light, gentle. There's no extra effort. Just I say, it's similar to, actually I don't want to say the English R, because actually it's not like the English R. It is different. The makhraj is slightly different. The articulation point is slightly different to the English R. We say re 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 re. Right at the back, everything is relaxed. The back of the tongue is relaxed. It is open. the sound can flow very freely, I do not put any tension or effort in the back of my tongue. Okay, it's completely relaxed, and the only thing that's moving is the tarful lisan, the front of the tongue, to go up to the makhraj. So we say bi amrina, bi amrina, hold the meme for tawassut, then go for the ra, nice and light. Bi amrina. You'll also notice that the noon here has a fatha, so we hold the noon for mad tabi'i harakatain. Okay, there's 2 counts. Lamma, again, the meme, we join with the meme, akmal gunna, but this time the meme has a fatha after it. So you notice, remember when we were saying the word a'immatan, we prolonged a'im, but then the ma is only 1 count. Here now it's different, because now we can say lam, we prolong the meme mushaddad, but then there is a alif after the meme, so we can prolong this meme for 2 counts. Lamma, lamma. We keep the meme running for 2 counts. Then we have the word sabaru. Now this one you do have to pay attention, and you do have to be a little bit careful, and you have to keep a steady pace to give you the time to pronounce this correctly. We have the sad. We've mentioned the sad before. The sad is a letter of isti'la, it's a letter of itbaq. So it is the heavy one, but it's also the one that has the extra level of heaviness, where we try to create an echoey type sound. We try to trap the sound inside our mouth so that it's not freely flowing out. The other thing that we mentioned about to help us to achieve the itbaq is thinking about the direction of the sound going straight up towards the middle of the upper palate. So we don't say sa, sa. Sa is the correct makhraj, and it is heavy, but it lacks the itbaq. Where to get the itbaq, you don't say sa, you say sa, sa. It's like the sound is going straight up towards the middle of the upper palate, sa. And then that's followed by a light ba. So straight after the sad, you have to be careful that the ba is like, you're not saying ba, for example. You're saying ba, ba. Can you try that, Papaji, for me, please?
Sada.
Try again. Complete the sad though. Ba.
Sada.
Excellent. That is very good, Barakallahu Fiki. And then we have the ru, the ra again, because of the dhamma, because of the pesh on it, it is heavy. So we don't say ru. Ru is light, or ru is heavy. To make it heavy, what do we do? This time the back of the tongue is slightly lifted. You may feel that the root of the tongue, which is really the backmost part of the tongue, is slightly pressing backwards. Okay. So making sure that the ra is heavy. You don't say ru, you say ru. Let's try this, Papaji. Now remember what you did with the sad and the ba. That was really, really good. Let's try to keep that and then add a heavy ra. Sabaru.
Sabaru.
Very good, mashallah. MashaAllah, Allahumma barik. This is very good. You'll notice also that the ra is not the same as the sad. We say the ra is heavy, but it's not like the sad. It doesn't have the trapping sound. We don't direct the voice straight up towards the middle of the upper palate. It's heavy, but it's not heavy like the sad. So there should be a difference. For those of you that are a bit more advanced level, there should be a difference between your sad and your ra. Sa, ba, ru. Not ru. Ru is like the sad. You're doing itbaq. It's not an itbaq letter. So let the sound, direct your sound diagonally upwards behind the upper 2 front teeth. Let's try this, Papaji, from the beginning. وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا. If you want to stop on Yahdun, Papaji, you can do that.
وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ.
Yeah. Go on, Papaji.
أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا لَمَّا صَبَرُوا.
Good. Okay. So a few things here, Papaji. Immatan yahdun. Don't forget to prolong the gunna of the idgham naqis. Immatan yahdun. Holding that bit as well. And also be careful, Papaji, when you say lamma sabaru, because you're getting ready for the sad, you're making the meme before it heavy too. So keep the meme light. Say lamma. When you finish the ma, then go for the heavy sad. So we'll start from imma, inshallah, and then we'll go to the end. أئمة يهدون بأمرنا لما صبروا.
أئمة يهدون بأمرنا لما صبروا.
Better, good, good. Alhamdulillah, good. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khairan, Pupaji. Then we have wakanu. With wakanu, we have the light waw. The kaf has a mad alif. The noon has a mad alif. Both of these, ka and nu, two counts each, getting the balance right there. Then we have it bi ayatina. B is only one count. There's no mud. So we don't really say, because you've stretched ka and nu, it's very easy to then say b and make that long too. Be careful, it is not long. The b is only one count. But the hamza is followed by the alif, and the ya is also followed by an alif saghira. So ya in bi ayatina, this and ya are two counts. So we're back to two counts again. So you have to be careful here because you've got a couple of letters that you have to try to make sure that you don't make long, like the waw and like the b. Okay, we have wa, kanu, bi, ayat, and then tina, the T is also one count, and then the noon is prolonged. Then we have yuqinun, again, mat tabi'i with the waw, two counts, yuqi, the qaf is heavy, but remember we mentioned yesterday that this qaf is heavy, but for those of you that have learnt the levels of heaviness with us, it's not too heavy, it's the lowest level of heaviness. So we don't over exaggerate here and, for example, say yuqi, qi. This is too much, this is exaggerated. It's a bit more natural. Yuqi, yuqinun. Okay. Sister Shazia, if I could get you to say this, please. Yuqinun.
يوقنون.
Better, good, alhamdulillah. We'll say it from the beginning. وَكَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يُوقِنُونَ.
وكانوا بآياتنا يوقنون.
Okay, so Shazia, that was good, mashallah, barakallah fiki. The only thing I want you to think about is, for you is, and I want everyone else to also see whether you're doing the same thing. So when you do the mad tabi'is, وَكَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا, generally you have a good pace. The endings, when you say nu in kanu, when you say bi'ayatina, this na, you're rushing the end madud. So you want to keep them two, you're doing it less than two. So just how you say ka, spend the same time on nu. The way you say bi'ayatina, the na should be the same length as and ya. So just make sure that the timings are correct. We'll do it again, inshallah. وَكَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يُوقِنُونَ.
وكانوا بآياتنا يوقنون.
That was better, Barakallah Fiki. There was a little bit of an issue with the slight the connection, but I did manage to hear, and the pace was, even though it was coming through faster, I could tell the mattabis were equal to each other. So alhamdulillah, Barakallah Fiki, Jazakallah khairan, Sister Shazia. Okay, we'll now go on to the next ayah. We have inna. Now, yesterday we saw the word inna like this. Okay, we saw it with a mud alif after it. And I mentioned how sometimes you have to be careful because you see inna sometimes without a mud alif. And this mud alif does affect the meaning. And you would have noticed that, inshallah, with Sister Zuleika's explanation of what this alif means. So here we have inna without the mud alif. So be careful. In, you prolong the noon mushaddad, the ghunna, but the na is only one. Inna. Inna. Okay, we say inna. Sister Shazia, just try that for me, please. Inna.
إن.
Good, barakallah fiki. Rabbaka, the ra is maftuh, it has a fatha, so we make this heavy. In the past, I've mentioned about tawassut letters. So I've talked about letters where we stay on them for a medium kind of amount of time, not too long, not too short. We've talked about rakhawa letters. So we've seen letters like sin, and we've seen letters like wow and ya, where we let them run. I haven't really talked much about letters where the sound stops, where you don't let it run much at all. The sound will just stop. Ba is one of these letters. When we join with ba, it is what we call shidda. Shidda means that the sound stops. So, and it's because the lips come together with some force. There's not too much, but there is force when the lips come together. There is pressure. So we say rab, rab. The lips come together, but then the sound stops. We don't let it run. It's rab, baka. Then we say baka after. Rabbaka. The sound stops and then you say the ba. And of course, we mentioned how ba is a letter of qalqala, but with the shadda, we do not pronounce the qalqala, so we don't say rabba. Okay, we say The sound stops and then we continue. So the ra is the only one which is heavy here. The ba is light. So be careful to make the ba light. You want to say rabba, not rabba. Okay, rabbaka, baka, both ending in a. Huwa, both 1 counts, making sure that the dhamma is clear and the fatha is clear, that they're not kind of sounding similar, or one of them haven't become weaker. We don't say ho, we don't say huwa, we don't say, for example, huwa, wa. We don't make the wow heavy. It's easy to do after a dhamma. Keep it light. Yafsilu, the fa is a rakhawa letter. It's one of the ones that you let run. Yaf, you let the air run. Okay, and how do you achieve that? Because your lips, your bottom lip, when it touches the upper teeth, is very gentle, and that gentleness allows the breath to pass through. So we keep it running and we say yes, qilu. Then we have the sad. Now the sad is, again, we've seen itbaq, it has the isti'la and it is itbaq. Sometimes with the kasra, it can be a little bit more challenging to get this right. And so to practice, if you can say sa, su, if you can say the fatha and the dhamma and direct the sound upwards, it helps to say that first to get you in the rhythm, and then add the kasra for when you are practicing. So you say sa, su, sli. So the way you say sa, su, and your sound is elevated in your mouth and you're trying to trap it, you then try to follow the pattern through and do it with the kasra as well. The kasra is very easy to make the sad light. It's very common for sisters to actually say yafsi, and it sounds like a sin. So it's very important to pay this attention, because you don't want to, changing one letter for another letter is considered a lahan jali. It's a big mistake. Okay, so it's important that we get the letters right and we don't replace them with other letters. So sa, su, si. Sister Shireen, if you could try that for me, please.
Sa, su, si.
Good. Now we put it into the word yafsilu.
Yafsilu.
Good. Baraka fiki. So you can hear the sound like slee, slee. Can you hear that kind of sound? It's not see, slee. MashaAllah, and you could hear it even in Sister Shireen, the way that she said it. That's the sound that you want for this sad. Okay, you want to hear that kind of trapping sound. Okay, this is followed by baynahum. The ya is rakhawa. Let it run. Baynahum. The meme here, I don't know what I just did. The meme followed by the ya is idhar shafawi. Again, you pronounce the meme with tawassut. You stay on it for a little bit, followed by wow with a rahawa again. So we have two rahawa letters, the ya and the wow here. Baynahum yawm al-qiyamah. The meme is joined with the lam. The lam is tawassut. So you got to think about your timing here, because you've got ya rahawa, stay on it. Meme tawassut, a little bit shorter. Wow, rahawa, let it run. And then when the meme joins with the lam, tawassut again, a little bit shorter. So you got to think about your timings here. Long, short, long, short. Not short, but shorter. So being careful with that. When you say qiyama, again, the qaf, not too much exaggerated, heavy, but not too much. The ya, we have the mad tabi'i, so let it prolong. Let's try this, inshallah, Sister Shireen. We'll start from the beginning. Actually, let's do start from baynahum first and get a bit of practice with the rahawa and tawassut, the making sure the timing's right. Baynahum yawm al-qiyamah.
بينهم يوم القيامة.
Good. Barakallahu fiki. Let's try it from the beginning. Inna rabbaka huwa yafsilu baynahum yawm al-qiyamah.
إن ربك هو يفصل بينهم يوم القيامة.
We'll do it one more time. Inna rabbaka huwa yafsilu baynahum yawm al-qiyamah.
إن ربك هو يفصل بينهم يوم القيامة.
Barakallahu fiki. Good. What I would say is for the fa, when you say yafsilu, the sound stops. I actually can't hear, I can hear it running for a bit, but then after that, it kind of stops. So keep it running until you start saying the sad. Yafsilu.
يفصل.
Make it, when you go for the fa, keep it very gentle. Don't press on the makhraj.
Okay.
يفصل.
يفصل.
Good. Barakallahu fiki. That's better. Then we have at the end of this, we have فيما كانوا. Now here you have a few mad tabi'is again. Ya mad tabi'i, 2 counts. The alif after the mim, mad tabi'i, harakatain. Alif after the kaf, same thing. Wow after the noon, same thing. Fi again, same thing. So here we've got, we have to keep a very steady pace. Every letter is prolonged for 2 counts. But then when you get to the ha, be very careful, because now you're in the habit of prolonging. You don't want to prolong that last ha in fihi. It's fihi, not fihi. Okay, fihi. And then you go straight to yah, the ha, and then you can stay on the ha because the ha is a rahawa letter. Let the ha run and then finish off. Okay, so let's try this. Let's get Sister Shazia. فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون.
فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون.
Okay, I am going to try someone else, Sister Shazia, because of the there's a connection issue with your side. What I would say is I did spot the kanu, just making sure that nu. Make sure you prolong that for 2 counts. That one seemed a little bit shorter to me. Okay, Papa Juksana, let's try it with you. فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون.
فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون.
Good, Papaji, mashallah. The ta can be a little bit lighter after the ha. يختلفون.
يختلفون.
That's much better. Barakallahu fiki. Okay, Sister Shireen, let's do this from the beginning of the ayah. Please just give everybody a chance to recite the whole ayah. Inna rabbaka huwa yafsilu baynahum yawmal qiyamah.
إن ربك هو يفصل بينهم يوم القيامة.
بينهم يوم القيامة فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون.
بينهم يوم القيامة فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون.
Barakallahu fiki. Jazakallahu khairan to all of you. Sister Shireen, pay attention to the fa, because the fa was a little bit yafsilu again. It wasn't as light and as it should be. So practice this one, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah.
We will stop there. Jazakallah khairan to all of you for joining us today. Please do continue and stay with us. Sister Zuleika will continue with the tafsir, inshallah. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Hakim wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bil ayati wa dhikri al-Hakim. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Ameen ya rabbil alameen. Take care, everybody, and see you again tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.